first question is, how has healing impacted your relationship with others?
How has healing impacted my relationship with others? It's improved it. I was a really closed off person. My circle was my circle, and I didn't care to expand it. I didn't care to have conversations with people. I didn't really care to open up about how I genuinely felt. For a long time, I was a kid who just kept everything to himself. I'd know what I felt, but I wouldn't say it because I was always fearful of how people would take how I felt about things. Going to therapy, now I just say things, and it's like, you don't have to like it, but this is genuinely how I feel. It's made my current relationship stronger because I say things and I get it off my chest, and it's not harbored, it's not being held in, it's not deep-seated and just like in there for me just soaking up. Once I say it, it's out, and it's actually made people be more drawn towards me because they're like, yo, he's real. Like, it may not always be correct politically or appropriate what I say, but the fact that I just say it and I keep it moving, people respect it a lot more. What scares me is a lot of things scare me. I mean, I'm scared to lose the people I care about and love. I'm scared to open up more to certain people. I have relationships and friendships in my life where it gets to a point and that's as far as I'm going with you. I don't want to give you all of me because I've opened up to people just for them to use that against me, for them to leave me hanging, for me to give them a big part of me, and then all of a sudden they're like, nah, that's too much. I can't deal with that. It's not who they want me to be. So it scares me to give all of myself to people because they'll take off. It also scares me to see my daughter go down a road I went through, or even a road my brother went through, because he didn't die. But what if she does something he did, or something I may have done, excessive drinking, pills, mixing stuff, just partying, and she doesn't wake up. You know, she doesn't have that in her that brings her back to life, like, man, I gotta chill. So definitely I want to make sure that she knows it's okay to always be able to speak, and I don't want her to find out one day that she felt how I felt but never did anything about it. My weakness is at times being completely honest with the people closest to me, and a lot of it has to do with not wanting to hurt them. I will omit certain things when I'll have conversations with friends and family members because I know if I go this route, it's going to open up a can of worms. And part of that weakness is also tied into that fear because I don't want them to see me in this light sometimes. So yeah, it's something I work on. It's something I try to deal with every day. Like, you just got to throw it out there and let the chips fall where they lay. But it's scary. To me, what it means to be a man is accountability. Accountability is a big one. For the longest time, and I had this conversation with my mom the other day, I wasn't always accountable. There was always a reason for everything. And the reason would be, it's never my fault. Accountability, it's for me, it's the thing that ties into everything. Because if you can be accountable for stuff, then as a man, there's not really much of anything you can do, whether it be at work or even if you're unemployed. Because I was unemployed for a long time and not being accountable for my reasons for being unemployed long term. You know, just not accepting that a lot of what's happened to me is on me. And something funny that I said to my mom, I said, as I've grown up, I realized I didn't have a hard life. I made my life harder. And as I've come more accountable, and I have better conversations with my mom, because we used to go at it like cats and dogs. We genuinely didn't talk for 2 years. And I think back now, how the hell could I have gone 2 years without talking to my mom when there's people who lose their parent and pine for them? And me, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm done with you. And again, self-inflicted wounds from not being accountable. What motivates me besides my daughter, because for the longest time, you know, I was just living life carelessly. And I know child is always a cliche thing, but to see her excel the way she does, to be a third grader reading at a sixth grade level, to, you know, make gymnastics and do all this stuff that I know I did, and see it all manifest through her, that's the biggest motivation for me. But outside of my child, my motivation is just being better than I used to be. Because I used to be bad with money. I used to People will tell you, Aaron will have 5 telephone numbers in a month and a half because he didn't give a shit about paying the bill. You know, as in my 20s, my credit was bad because I'd get stuff and wouldn't pay the bill. So I'm motivated to not be what I used to be and just be a better person in general. What's most important to me is making sure the loved ones and the people around me are heard. You know, my biggest thing is I want to be heard, but I also want my friends and family to be heard. My brother struggles with certain things right now, and I know it's because he feels like no one listens to him. So I try to reach out as much as I can. I have friends who may not be as far ahead in life as I may be, but why are you there? You can talk about it. It's okay. Like, I vaguely remember we were at a friend's wedding, and that friend was shaming another friend for turning 30 and still living at home. And at the time, I'm like, yeah, because I'm out. But I'm out because I have a child. My life ain't got to be his life. And I want him to be able to open up and talk about why, even if he doesn't explain why, talk about what his mindset is on his life. He doesn't have to give me any reasons, but feel like it's okay to talk. It's okay to be vulnerable with your boy. We've been down for so long. I got you if no one else does. Healing's made me more patient. Healing has changed me to be a more patient person. I used to pop off a lot. I used to have a really short fuse, be impatient, be kind of dramatic about situations. But the more I've healed, the more I've worked on myself, I look at things differently. Therapy's got me not doing those things, not popping off, making a scene, getting loud, dramatic. So yeah, I just try to follow a lead that you set on social media. You know, I think what I saw from you and you're being vulnerable on social media. No one's vulnerable on social media. Everyone's fake. But that made me feel like, yo, PJ, I can do this. I can do this because it's another black man who is open up about all parts of his life. Like, I don't have to know you as long as other people to know this is what BJ's about. This is what his background, his history, his life, where he's from. It's something that makes it feel like it's okay to me, and we need more, not even black men.
Get it. Get it. He don't take no shit. Get it. No, hey, just because he's bigger than you, get it.
We need more men, and we need more black men to feel okay to be vulnerable, to open up, and to just be human. We're all human, you know.
Yes, sir.